Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your February reading. This is on the time of the wolf moon. That's a full moon in Leo. And the area of your chart that's being focused on by not only the full moon, but the sun, which defines the full moon in early Aquarius, and Pluto joining the sun. This represents the motion, actual final transition of Pluto out of Capricorn for the next 21 years, almost 21 years. Pluto will re-enter Capricorn in the middle of October to the middle of November for that 1 month period, and then it will return to Aquarius for the next 20 years. So this is a momentous shift where its impact is likely to be on your desire to grow either educationally, spiritually, to communicate with diverse audiences, particularly to utilize media in your efforts to communicate more broadly, to be more inclusive, more diverse, but also in the area of your social identity, your position in the world. The reason it's having at least an impact on at least 2 areas of activity, if not more, is because of Pluto's long transit, and its impact certainly is generationally, globally, socially, but it has an individual impact on you, particularly for those of you with Scorpio rising. I'm doing personal readings now, and the information for that is in the description box below. I thank all of you who are participating in that. I will be giving away a free reading on or around the 1st of February, as I do every month, based on the comments and the donations that I've received previously. So again, thank you to all who've participated in this. And overall, I want to thank all of you that are here blessing me with your presence in order for me to do what I am so happy to be doing. So let's get started, Scorpio, with your overall energy. I have the Queen of Swords for you in February. This is consistent with a message that I've been receiving for you for a while. You are in a position where you are mediating or facilitating conversations, negotiations, discussions, or even a discourse or a dialogue. You're entertaining ideas, you're pursuing the experience of others' truth through your curiosity, and you're able to facilitate this effectively because your dispassion around your system of beliefs, because of the work that your ruling planet Pluto has been able to affect in terms of releasing you from a set of beliefs that did not fit or serve you from the past. You are understanding the things that you once believed were possible, or the necessity to conform to the expectations of others is no longer relevant to your life moving forward. That you have effectively embraced or ascribed to a new set of beliefs, one that is opened out into this new positive social shift we're experiencing towards an embrace of the variety of ways that we can communicate with people wherever and at whatever level they are. This is informing your own creative expression in dramatic ways, and you have long been in the business of sharing ideas and exploring ideas and beliefs at a very deep level. But in this particular way, for the month of February, you're going to be continuing in this role as a mediator of ideas, as an advisor, as a counselor, as a facilitator for discussions and deep conversations. In the present, we have the Star card, in the past, the Hierophant, and in the future, the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so it's interesting because right away the Queens are indicating to me that you are engaged in a process of opening up your skill set, your manifestation, and your ability to exchange ideas, receive information, and communicate. It is the process itself that gives you as much pleasure, as much satisfaction as the goals that you are moving towards. In the present, you are realizing, filling out the vision that you have for your own growth primarily, but also for the way that you're able to facilitate a new vision for others, others who ideally will join you, are joined with you, are allies, a way of lifting up shared information. And I always get the word mythology, folklore, stories, personal stories, that storytelling is somehow key to at least some of the Scorpios that I'm speaking to. You are a teacher. You've already committed to this this idea of sharing information, and that is often the foundation of teaching profession. You are finding ways, you have historically found ways not only to educate, train others, but moreover to open up access to a path of fulfillment, a commitment to the process of learning in whatever realm that you are working in, so that it isn't just about teaching per se. It is about opening up information so that others can commit to an organizational effort, a larger spiritual mission in a way that transforms their life, not just by the information they learn, but by the process they undergo to learn. Learning necessarily involves teaching. And so as you learn and share what you learn with others, this similarly has a similar impact on those that you help, you guide, and open the gates to. There's a gatekeeping energy here that you are systematically opening up for others to enter. And this is a path that goes as far as the individual concerned would like it to go. So your ascension is not an indication of the ascension of others, but it is about committing to growth in every level of life, the process of that, the satisfaction one gets in doing something that feels good, that heals, that expands one's experience and one's growth. So the Star card is really the fulcrum around this energy that you're activating in order to manifest this concretely in practical ways. So a vision is only as good as what it produces for you. Being productive, being creative, but your creativity coheres to a narrative that upholds the natural cycles, the seasonal world, perhaps cultural models that exist through vehicles of storytelling. These are the things that you're looking to manifest and concretize, make practical, give others the tool to document, record, tell their stories, maybe collecting up the stories of others in some way that produces something that is can be shared with others, can be contribute to the cultural store on which we are building the access to not only new narratives, but to the narratives that already exist. So there's a way in which you have already a fundamental understanding of the recycled nature of information and wisdom. The Greeks said there's nothing new under the sun. And there's a way in which our new methods of communicating and sharing information help us to unearth and dig into information that's always been there. So there's this wonderful dichotomy of the vision that you're able to hold while you honor the ancestral path. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey card and ask you, Scorpio, if you're resonating so far, to please like this video, share this with others, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I'm going to take what's on top, even though 2 flipped over, and peace is what's popped up for you, something we absolutely need to live and breathe into our world. I'm a being of love, and I release all negative energy. This is profound. And I'm also going to pull a flora and fauna of Africa by way of honoring our ancestors and the ways that they are preparing us for the work that we're doing. And I feel, Scorpio, that you're particularly tapped into ancestral narratives, ancestral stories, folkways. And I pulled the knobbed hornbill, and the plant associated with that is the glory pea. Protect your belongings and loved ones. Be willing to sacrifice for the greater good. There's a way out of every tough situation. Okay, so in your present, the Star card is clarified by the King of Cups and the 8 of Swords. So for you water signs, I feel there's a lot of pressure being exerted on you, a lot of advisement, a lot of ideas and opinions of others that are underneath or almost like the pressure that's put on a diamond from which this star, this vision of yours is emerging. And this can have a lot to do with, indeed, the old beliefs that you are releasing, the expectations of others that you have challenged in many ways, but that still resonate for you, still form a kind of pressure that you are indeed attempting to honor by listening to these voices. These can actually be the voices of intimates, of family members, of associates, of friends who have given you this. Something tells me this advisement is not new. These strategies are not new. And these are not all of your associates or intimates, but rather those that still cling to, for you, an outdated system of beliefs, a system that doesn't mesh with your life or your current ideas. Instead, you are honoring those. You are responding with compassion to those that believe they know what's right for you. And this is very diplomatic of you, but it's more than diplomatic. It is this ability, this maturity that you've gained in overcoming hardships, many of them a result of attempting to conform to the expectations of this very cohort of people that cling to old beliefs that don't work for you. And it doesn't mean that they haven't worked for them to some degree. And you don't believe that either, but you are respectful and that you kind of are dealing with them with compassion. You're, because at some level they're seeking advisement from you. They're intuiting that you do hold this alternate vision of the world. You do have this North Star that does not resonate, is not familiar in their world. And they're interested, they're seeking your advice. This can be organizations that are looking to consult with you about ideas you may have about something that they're trying to grow. And for you, you are honoring the need to be compassionate. You're addressing the importance of being vulnerable, not just for you, because you already are standing in the strength of your vulnerability. That's what lends credence and authenticity to your story, to your belief in the stories that need to be made available more broadly, to be more inclusive and diverse. You're attempting to support those that are looking for that vulnerability, looking to understand how you have flourished despite your resistance to the traditional ways, to conforming to traditional ways that now are being revealed as being hollow. This is a complicated message. And I do see you as someone who is placing yourself in a position of entertaining lots of ideas, allowing others to speak their truths. But underneath that, there is a level of wisdom and advisement that these others, in some cases, are seeking of you and are curious as to why perhaps there is this sense of oppression or depletion that they are experiencing, or the sense of anxiety. That's what it is. In the past, the Hierophant is clarified by the Hanged Man and the Knight of Swords. This place of maturity that you are at, this place of great wisdom, of healing that you're able to share with others as a result of your honoring and holding the ability to overcome some phenomenal challenges. The lessons you've learned, the journey you've been on. And again, I look to your ruling planet, Pluto, for a description of what that journey has been. This adheres to the Greek myth of Pluto and the basic fact that Pluto kept his wife, the daughter, Persephone, the daughter of Ceres, underground for 8 months. And the remaining time in the spring, she was allowed to see her mother, Ceres. And that's how they attributed springtime and some of summer to the seasonal changes. And at some level, for all of us, we have undergone a Pluto transition, 8 months underground, to find the resources within us to help us to face down our behaviors, take responsibility for our patterns that were restricting our access to joy, to happiness, to productivity, to creativity. And you've given yourself that in the past. You've kept your own counsel. You've retreated from a lot of the external activity around you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you shut yourself up. You might have traveled, you might have just stepped back from your customary routines in order to find that sweet spot that would help you to shift your perspective, to open up more, to see opportunities in places that you were not able to see them before. And one of those opportunities that you see is that challenge is actually the diamond that circumstances put pressure on, so that it's actually our challenges that produce the greatest beauty and manifest the treasures in our life. I hope I'm making sense. And you do this by continuing to explore your own behavior patterns, looking for the truth in your own words and deeds, for those ways that you can move away from what is expected of you to what you are deserving and worthy of, the way that you can sow love and empowerment in the world. It's a lifelong process. It doesn't stop. And so whatever revelations you are realizing at this particular time, that we're making such a big social shift, is something you understand is a pathway in and of itself. The search for the truth is ongoing. It is applied to every circumstance we encounter. And so this is the Hierophant. This in many ways is what you are sharing, what you are teaching to others. In the future, the Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Empress and the Queen of Cups. I love all these queens. We're missing a queen, and I can't think of what queen. Oh, it's the Queen of Wands. So that I always look to what's missing, because that's the way we psychically want to be whole. And part of what you are experiencing in the present is this passion. You are allowing yourself to be dispassionate as a way of realizing your power, your greater, your whole power. The Empress shows you firmly in that, and really only reinforces the power of the queens in your life in all these areas, emotionally, materially, and intellectually. You are understanding the process of realizing your vision is part of the process that in and of itself is a gift. And this again reinforces that you're unearthing and looking to access and provide that access to others the archetypal stories that we are have all experienced through our various cultures. So you yourself are understanding that this process is part of the product, as we say. Part of what it is you're creating is the joy in receiving the pleasure and sense of satisfaction and contentment from knowing how to access your power, knowing what is right for you, opening up your creativity, your joy in creativity, the ability to generate abundance through ideas, that is an eternal well that comes from our cultural, historical experience wherever we are in the planet. And all of this additionally is healing you. By supporting others, we have here a King and a Queen of Cups, which always indicates a strong partnership if that partnership is within you. This partnership is often reflected in your relationships. This strong way of self-acceptance and realizing this unending, eternal flow of support and advisement, caring, loving, attention that naturally flows out of you as a way of facilitating this access to information, to ancestral information. I hope this is making sense to you, Scorpio. This is such a profound message and really is a critical pivot for you at this time. I'm going to finish up this reading with a language of flowers, and I pulled the tiger lily, and the key word is serenity. Choose the safe harbor for now. Love that. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.